Dude, he shot him in the dick. Huh? That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the dick.
Still makes me giggle every time. It ain't changing, so get used to it, Grun. I see your face over there, but I love it because it's a sweet Philly baby boy that we know. He's Grunmiester. He is one of my friends. He joins us here for the Monday Night Raw preview show brought to you by In Your House and Window Liquors. And along with us is our encyclopedia, our dictionary of wrestling, our guru of wrestling. He is the Chaos Goblin himself, Kevin Kalloway. How goes it, guys? How has it been since I've seen you 7 days ago?
It's good.
Yeah.
I threw up my back today, so I'm seated here in pain.
Oh,
I didn't even do it in like a fun way of like, hey, I was working out or anything like that. I was eating lunch, and then all of a sudden I leaned the wrong way, and that's all it takes now, apparently.
Oh man,
Kevin, these hitting the rings, all these suplexes taken, everything like that, nothing. But I leaned too far in a seat, dead.
Well, you know what? At least you can explain it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard the comedian Josh Wolf. You've ever hear of him?
Yes, I have.
He, what was it? Threw out his shoulder, wiping his ass once.
Oof. Yep. That's a deep wipe.
Yeah, that had to be a deep, aggressive wipe, and it'll take the best of us out. Yeah, Kevin, I know those pains. I've injured myself throughout the last few years of just sneezing. Things like that. You just go, wow.
Yep.
And then when you were like 13, you could throw yourself off the Grand Canyon and survive like Homer Simpson, just bouncing down the gold. Yeah. And now it's like, well, got a paper cut. Well, I'm in the hospital for 3 weeks. Well, that's fun.
I crack my back every time I sneeze now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens to my. Unfortunately, that happens to my neck.
I get that in the neck.
When I sneeze too deeply, it like whiplashes my body and cracks my neck.
See, my mom, she got tired of hearing me bitch about my back. She got me one of those inverted tables. So now if it gets too bad, I just go out in the garage and just flip myself upside down. And I'm like, gravity.
I had a garage for one of those.
Yeah. It's a scary garage, Kevin. Maybe I do need you to come over and hang out with me in my garage. Get all this scariness away. So fans, as you know, WWE is going overseas coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we thought we would spice things up because we don't like stepping on toes, because we have a great show on Wednesday that comes out. It's the Raw deal with House and O'Neil, and they cover Raw perfectly. We always give you guys our opinions, but since they're going to be at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to switch things up. So we were kicking around some ideas, guys. We're going to possibly do some matches maybe Grun hasn't seen before. We're also going to do, Kevin, now this one's going to be on you to bring us the subject, but we're going to break down famous feuds that maybe not have gotten the most attention from history, from the fans, but we love them and we want to bring them back. Maybe Grun, you've not seen these feuds. That will be something extra special. But outside of that, fans, if you have any ideas of what you want us to talk about, what do you want us to bring to you and have a discussion about, let us know. Hit us up in the Discord. Hit us up here in the chat. Hit us up on our social medias. But the main key ingredient in that recipe is to hit us up. And then we will know exactly what you want to talk about. Outside of that, we're just going to run with what we have. And we got Nick chiming in. What's up, Nick? How goes it? Happy Monday to you. And he's telling you all to smash that like. You should listen to him. He's got money to come to your house and give you a tongue lashing. So watch out for Nick. He is a dear friend of In Your House. So go check him out. Him and his wife do some great content on Friday night. It's a Nick's Club Wrestling Happy Hour. It's a fun time. You can catch me in the chats. It's a good time. 18 Flints, you're here. I think this is 3 weeks in a row. What's up, boys? The one and only Johnny Shark. How goes it, Johnny? Thank you for joining us. All right. So, guys, you know what we do here. We talk about Raw. We talk about things that are coming up. these past couple weeks. I've been throwing the gauntlet to you guys to kick it off. I think I'm going to kick off this one.
Ooh,
And
all right.
I just want to say, so we have the ESPN deal coming up. So a lot of the things are going to be changing coming up when it comes to PLEs. My question to you guys, though, as a whole, since there was a takeover, there's new management in WWE. Does it feel like Trips has his hand on the wheel driving us anymore? Because I know there for a while we were all excited. We all felt it. We all could see Trips' vision. With some of these things coming out, I just want to pose that question because it could be his mindset too of making money.
So, are you asking like as broad, or generally does he have his hand on the wheel, or are you specifically speaking of the financial decisions that they seem to be making?
I'm talking financial. I'm talking storyline because even in
Okay.
storylines, I'm seeing a difference. Even in sometimes people getting on social medias and their anger in the moment seems to be a little more than it has been before the new management took over. We have a new fan in here, Luca Talks Dons. How goes it? Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. So yeah, that's the question. Hopefully that clears it up for both of you, makes it a little more to where you can answer it.
I guess there are I think there are multiple people trying to steer. I think that's what's going on.
Okay.
I think Triple H is smart enough to realize that the position that he is in, he can make. He has a little bit more say than he does on other issues, but with creative, that's really the most that he's going to have as much say in, or that he's going to have the final say in. As as far as financial, TKO, they want to make their money back as soon as possible. They will take every deal that cuts that $3 billion a deficit that they have in half immediately. If it means making another deal, 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia, they're going to make another 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia.
I mean that in sense that makes a lot of sense. So if if you're TKO, you want your money back. Why wouldn't you? You spent quite a bit of money to get the product. But here's the thing that really drives me nuts about wrestling. And Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, but this goes into promoters too. There's never the slow go with it. It's always you got to get out there, you got to be the fastest, you got to be the first, you got to be this, you got to be that. And which I understand it in the world of entertainment that it's in, because the newest person is going to get eyes to your promotion. The best match in the state on a Saturday night is going to get more people the next Saturday at your promotion. I get all of that. But here's the thing with WWE, I believe it is proven time and time and time again that over time, you're gonna make your money back. The fans, if you leave things the way they are, the fans are going to suckle at the teat of WWE. But right now, we're all looking at ways to steer around this. We're looking at ways to not pay for these extra PLEs. So we're going to hit Kevin's thoughts on this, but do you understand my frustration with it? Or am I just speaking like a grouchy old man?
In fairness, it's probably a little of both.
Yeah.
Well, we're always fair here.
However, I don't think it's a misplaced thought process, because what we keep seeing, it's moving very fast with how many deals are getting made, with how many things are changing. Like in the last year, we've had, Raw go to Netflix. We've had SmackDown go to USA. We've NXT go to CW. They're pumping out more content than ever with WWE Unreal. They're taking us behind the scenes. They're doing all of this. LFG is a thing, let alone any like biographical thing that they do, like they used to do with Bianca and Montez Ford, or like they did with the Total Bellas when that was a thing. Like A&E biography has a bunch of stuff. They have so many plates in the air. It is hard. And this is only speaking from my small amounts of promoter experience. It'll get more over the years, and I'm sure I'll run into more. But it's hard to please all of those people when everyone's got a hand in the pot. And we're not even talking about the executives or the sponsors.
Fair point.
So when it comes to all of these things, I'm going to make a comparison. Triple H is like the president of the United States, whoever it is. Mm-hmm. He is the face of the company that gets blamed even if things aren't his fault, even if there was nothing that man could have done.
Gotcha.
It's just it's part of the gig.
Yeah.
Even if it was Congress that did it. So in this case, maybe it was the rest of creative shoved him into it. Or maybe it was like we've seen on WWE Unreal, because I actually ended up watching it because I wanted to see the creative process and how they ran through it. When The Rock just butts in out of nowhere for WrestleMania season.
True.
Which is now documented on a documentary. And it's happened twice in a row. So when you have all of these things happen, is Triple H's hands on the wheel? Yeah. But he's also got about 5 kids in the back seat trying to make sure he goes this way, and he has to try not to swerve. So in that analogy, I think, like, as far as hands on a wheel,
I like this. Biden's one. That's a good one.
So is he calling TKO like the evil corporation coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's saying.
I can see it. I can see it, but at the same time, like,
they're misguided, not evil.
Yeah. It's just like, and I'll invoke his name. Just like Vince McMahon was very misguided by the end of his tenure there.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it didn't work as to where they were going. So TKO is riding these waters and trying to make it so much like how UFC ran that it just, it's, they're doing a lot with it, and it's a lot of change for wrestling fans in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot of change at once, where they're making it more of all these things, we're used to seeing the Vince McMahon product of, sacred ground. We're not seeing a lot of advertisements. It's just kind of here. He just barely let branded matches come through. And then they were the goofiest thing. Yeah. I prefer most of the branding that they do now, minus a few things that kind of just, it breaks my immersion. Because when it was, hey, we're going to do a snap into a Slim Jim match under Vince McMahon, we'd have 2 guys dressed up in Slim Jim costumes, trying to fight each other. But now when it's a snap into a Slim Jim match, take the tables aside, because that just happened with Slim Jims. It would have just been a match with, like, advertisements on banners, kind of like at a soccer game. I'm used to those soccer game banners. I'm okay with those soccer game banners.
Yeah.
I'm okay with advertisements on the ring. It doesn't kill my immersion. The tables are a little far for me.
Yeah.
I got used to it, but it breaks me every so often, is how I would describe it. Where if we're having a really serious conflict and I'm all in, and then they pull out a table and it's just a big Slim Jim logo, I go, oh, man. All right.
Yeah. Silly goose style.
Yeah, I'll use a practical example. At SummerSlam, Cody versus Cena. I loved that match. I loved it. But there was late into the match, they pulled out a table, and it was a big thing with a Slim Jim. I'm like, oh, God, that's right. They do brand these things. So for a half second, I was out. I got back in, but I was out for a second.
Yeah, House, I have no clue why they have the Slim Jim.
Money.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's money, but I mean, also, I guess it could play into the idea of taking the idea of the child playing with the action figure at home, and he's got that table, setting it up, going through it.
Mhm.
It is cartoonish. I mean, what if Sandman was there? Would he have a Slim Jim kendo stick? Would he just be coming out? See, that's where we go with things like that. But I want to hit a couple of these comments
Yeah.
real quick. I like what House was saying here. Vince had too many yes men telling him his ideas were good.
Yup.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And also hitting on that, Vince McMahon looks crazy as fuck these days. Did you guys see him on that TMZ Hogan tribute? This
No.
dude looks like if Vincent Price made a puppet of himself and left off the mustache. He's got these crazy black eyebrows.
Oh my God.
Fucking insane watching this dude.
I was listening to Jim Cornette because I'd usually listen to him for a lot of like cool psychological things when it comes to like match stuff that I don't think about. And he made the comparison to Vince with one of the things he was talking about, and I can't unsee it. Do you guys remember Wacky Races?
I do.
Do you remember Snidely Whiplash?
I do.
That's what he said.
He might be right on that one. He might be right. I think Fightins One has been watching some X-Files because he called The Rock the smoking man. So Fightins One is on his X-Files. We had Lou chiming in. He hit this with the NFL. Totally agree, Lou. There's like, it's getting to a point that with all of what you laid out, Kevin, with all the different shows that they have, all the different content that you can grab onto, why don't we have the WWE network? You could have all of that under one roof. And
I think so. Wrestling fans specifically, I think, would pay $30 if you had everything on under one roof.
Yep.
They would go for it.
Easy.
I get why they're and actually, I have an argument for the ESPN thing, not specifically for wrestling fans, because I think specifically for wrestling fans, it's not a good deal. If you just like wrestling, it is not a good deal. It's paying extra $20. It's not a good deal. If you like any other sports, though, because they're going to have the NFL on there too, and they're going to give you access to the channels because they made the NFL deal.
It could be very possible that
UFC fights.
Yeah.
Well, UFC, I think, is going to go in between Paramount and ESPN now because of the new UFC deal. Because otherwise, I'd say you're absolutely correct. But there's a bunch of other stuff like college football and things like that. That's all on ESPN. The Bundesliga, La Liga, those are two huge soccer leagues. They're on ESPN. Like, there's a bunch of value for the ESPN deal if you like other sports. If you do not like other sports, this just royally screwed you as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it really did. It's almost like you better start figuring out some other sports you might like, just so you can get some actual value out of it, aside from wrestling. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys to see if you guys were kind of on the same wavelength I was with seeing this. And, honestly, fans, where else can you go where we have one of our in your house contributors, content creators, pitching for ESPN and the deal? I don't see it anywhere, but you get it here, and it made sense. So you got to love it. Grun.
I do have one other comment.
Yeah, trust me, I seen your lips.
I think we both have one more comment. But
let's hit it.
I'm be honest. If Raw was not on Netflix, I wouldn't be subscribed to Netflix. Half the stuff I don't want to like. I've seen enough. I've watched most of the Supernatural to the point that I'm like, I'm done. This show should have ended 3 seasons earlier.
Wow, crap.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, if people like Netflix, that's fine. I'm just saying, you know what? I've seen it all, and now I can pay less for Crunchyroll and watch my favorite animes that are like 2.
Sure.
There you go. Go join Crunchyroll with Grun if you're out there. All right, Kevin, what's your last statement on this matter?
So, I don't want to bog it down with something totally different, but I think this is relevant to bring up too. as far as Triple H's hand on the wheel. And what I took that as is, are we still seeing Triple H's vision, right?
Yes.
And I think the answer is yes and no as a
Okay.
final answer. And the reason I say that is because we're seeing so much. I think we're also we have so much content now that I laid it out. And I thought about something else when we were talking. I think we have content fatigue. And because we have content fatigue, I get that they keep trying to, give everything out. Something is going to stick with the wrestling fans, whether you like NXT, whether you like LFG, whether you like whatever. Maybe you don't watch all the main shows. But at the same time, like, if you're trying to keep up with everything, it's a lot now. It's so much.
It's a full-time job.
And the PLEs are twice a month sometimes. And I think that potentially hurts creative because you have so many stories going on that you feel like should be here and you don't know when they're going to hit, that you add it to a card. Maybe they stretch it out too far because they have it planned to stop here, but it went too far and now it's stale. Like, there's a bunch of balls in the air when it comes to creative now. And I think that's really hurting too. I don't see it changing though. And I think that kind of sucks.
The latest evolution.
Just because, like, I think we're getting bogged. We're getting some really, really good stories, and then we're getting a lot of middling ones because the other ones have to take precedence. And I get that. You want to prioritize your big draws. But because you're prioritizing your big draws on every one of these things and making sure you have a main event, some of the undercard feels like it's underdeveloped. And it doesn't end up it hasn't made new stars in a little bit. And they've had to rely still on older ones. And I think that's going to hurt them over time. We'll see where it goes. I'm hopeful with the Braun Breaker stuff. I do think he's going to be a future main event at Mania. I think he's the biggest prospect, though. And then it's everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not even close. He's the only guy I can see ascending into the main event for a while. Maybe they'll prove me wrong in the next couple months, but like, that's the one.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Bronson,
oh, sorry, Graham.
I was just going to mention the Bronson Reed. I think he's winning people over. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Bronson Reed, but he's winning me over. The Shulavala, the silliness, and also being a badass. Like, he's showing that he can keep up with Braun Breaker.
He can, but I see what Kevin's saying, and I don't see Bronson as a main event guy yet. I see him as a great mid card right now.
Upper mid card right now, where he's going to win titles, he's going to be successful, but he's going to struggle to break through the upper echelon right now. Yeah. Just right now. And I would love to agree with Fighting when it comes to Carmelo, but I haven't seen anything get behind him yet. I want to make sure they get behind him.
Yeah. And it might take 5 years.
And it might take 5 years. But Triple H is the opposite of Vince in the sense that Vince's booking was very hot hand. Mm-hmm. If the blackjack table was hitting for a guy, he would ride that until they busted. And he would keep going, until those 21s dried up. Triple H is waiting to count cards.
Yeah.
And he's waiting until that hand is just right to play it. But that also takes away from the interim of it. So the long-term payoffs for Triple H have been way better than Vince had for a long time.
Very true.
So I get more goosebumps moments under Triple H because of that. But there's also a lot of other stuff to just kind of get through to set the stage. Like when Triple H does a storyline that's huge that he's going to do overarching, it's a 3-act play. Seth Rollins and Punk have been going on for like 3 years. Yeah. This bitch is just going to pay off like next year.
Yeah.
Every time we think we're sick and tired of it, he gives us a reason to get reinvested.
It was the same with the Bloodline. Every time we think it's getting a little stale, it's getting a little wonky, he made us care again.
Yeah. He's great at that. And that's what I don't want to see slip away from this product, because I think that's the perfect thing. Fighting's one, we're going to hit your comment, and then we're going to put a pin in this conversation. He's saying Dominic is the perfect example of that Triple H long-term play. No, completely agree with you, Fightins One, and that's a great example of it. And honestly, without that mentality of Triple H, that doesn't work for Dominic. It doesn't play out. Even though he can do everything that we see him doing, it doesn't play out. If Vince has a hand in that, Dominic gets nothing over that WrestleMania with him and Ray.
We're not getting the Dominic Mysterio that we
No.
have right now. If
No.
Vince is,
And that's
God,
sad. That is sad. If you ask me as a fan,
I don't think we're getting all of Judgment Day as it's playing out.
No.
Vince.
No.
I think
No, he would have gave up
He
a
would have
long
killed
time.
that group six months in. After Edge left, he would have went, "Brr, Edge is gone. The big star is gone. Let's just get rid of it.
The rated R superstar is gone.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Because that's what it would have been. Because that's what he remembered, and like that's
Exactly.
that makes sense to me. So yeah, we'll put a pin in it before I go into a whole nother.
No, yeah, I can see you working up. I can see you working up, buddy. Don't worry. We're going to put a pin in that. We'll come back to that discussion. We got a couple weeks to have some cool discussions and do a little more deep dives, guys. So stay with us on that front. Grun, I'm going to kick it to you. We're going to give Kevin the last one tonight so we can get a little deeper into his. Grun, throw out whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Okay, you know what? I'm all right. We'll talk the women's Intercontinental title. And because tonight is being reported that Becky will be defending her title against Natalya. Now when Natalya's been wrestling outside of the WWE, she hasn't really been Natalya. She's been Natty. And Natty's a nasty bitch.
And that's who we want.
That's
who I want. That's her next. That's her evolution. That's her fucking going from Charmander to Charizard.
Exactly.
And this is what her to keep me interested in Natalya. You have to switch her over to Natty. I love and respect everything Natalya has done here. And it is fantastic. She is a part of the Hart Foundation.
Low-key legend.
Low-key legend. Great saying. But I need the evolution. Just like I needed to get me to care about Cena, you turned him heel. I loved it. Now you got me caring about him as a hero, as a face. So now it's time to do the same thing for Natty. Give her the Natty title. Let her run.
So then I guess you were kind of answered part of my question, but my question was going to be, does Triple H start to find a way to pull the trigger on turning Natalya to Natty?
I think the answer is yes. And I will come with receipts. Y'all watch Triple Mania?
I did.
Did not.
Very good show.
She came out as Natty.
Oh,
she didn't have the flowing dress. She came out with the entourage that she did for Bloodsport. And if they're presenting it there, they're testing the waters.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Did it pop?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And she went down there and she impressed. Shockingly, of course. It was a big shocking thing that Natty can do things when you give her time.
You mean the woman that's been signed to WWE for over 10 years?
You mean the woman who's been low-key helping be the gatekeeper for women's talent for the last 10?
She can wrestle?
She can wrestle? She has a good judge of talent? What?
No way.
She was
shocking.
It's so odd because she was only trained by the Hearts.
Yeah.
It's only in her blood.
Yeah, who'd they ever beat?
That's a good one, Kevin. I like that.
Oh, that's a saying. Actually, just a small sidebar. That's what wrestler lingo is for when people think that they're either over too much or they're just making fun of them thinking they're over too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, who'd they ever beat?
Yeah. Take notes, fans.
Because it's a work. Who cares?
I love it, though.
Yeah,
it works fun in this one, too.
It does. But yeah, Natty, all the dripping with sarcasm. Who could have called this? That
Yeah.
Natty could go down there and have a good match with anybody. And I think that's where they're headed. I don't know if they'll present it right now. I think they're still gonna take time with it. I'm back and forth if I want Natty to be heel during the run or face. I think both work.
Mhm.
I don't think you necessarily have to turn Natty heel to make this transition work. You just
I don't
need to
think
have
so
the
either.
transition happen.
Exactly.
I think the days of flowing like cowboy hat Natty has left a lot of bad tastes in mouths because she's had so many like comedy gimmicks where like Vince McMahon booked her to just like fart, and it was just like, what? what are we doing with like one of the better technical female wrestlers that you have on this roster, if not
Kevin.
the best at times?
Farts are funny. Come on.
Oh, give
We're
her
trying to
character.
make people laugh here.
Give her character.
Kids love farts.
But like looking at it that way, I think that's where it's trending, and they have an open spot for that. The only other person who's doing anything close to that gimmick is going to be Lola Vice, because that's the person that they might want to bring up at some point too, because they're testing her waters in AAA as well. But they might want to keep Lola Vice down in NXT simply because she can do AAA, and like
I love her in NXT.
I do too, but I think she's eventually going to transition to the main roster. She's going to have enough to transition to the main roster.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they see her fit in, or how crowded it's going to be at that time.
Yeah.
But if you have Natty, she does the gimmick just fine. And Lola and Natty had a nice feud in NXT. You could run that back on the main roster, and I don't think anyone would bat an eye.
Not a single person.
But Natty needs this. Natty needs it so that she can. I don't know where she's at with how much longer she has in her career, but I do know that having bumped for that long and doing that many shows and doing that, because she was on the road when they were doing house shows.
Mm-hmm.
So that means her bump card's full even more. She can't have, well, I say can't. I'm guessing she has 5 or less years left in her. That's my guess, until she transitions into like female agent or talent scout or something. They're not getting rid of her.
Yeah.
They're just going to quietly put her on a different contract. She's going to be one of those people.
Which would be the best for her in the career that she's laid out, because I mean, like you even said, she was doing the house show, so yes, her bump card is a little more full than others, but ultimately, Grunt, I'm sorry I went on a rant with you at the beginning of it. It's just because I see the potential in what she can do in this character, and don't waste any time, because Kevin's exactly right. There's a time limit on that shelf, and she's getting there. I don't know her personally. I don't know her body. So I'm just going what I've seen throughout the years. And when you're in this business for this long, things start to hurt a lot more.
And as far as Ronda 2.0, I'm not quite sure it'll appear quite like Ronda Rousey. I think it will be more that style.
But it's going to be Natty.
Yeah, but it's still going to be pro wrestling. I think
and
that was the
professionalism to it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more of that. It'll be a little smoother as opposed to as gritty. I think she's going to go grittier, but not so gritty that like Ronda was literally tossing around some of these women. Yeah. And they were just like, let me fall straight.
Yeah. And there will be no see you next Tuesday energy coming from her. Yeah, Natty will be able to play this.
Unless it's a work, then then it's supposed to be there. I wouldn't expect any of that from Natty.
Ronda left a bad taste in my mouth. I followed her career for a very long time, and the end of her WWE career, whatever it may be, just the way she handled it, I thought could have been better. But that's neither here nor there, So yes, Grun, I think this is the next move. Kevin, I believe you think this is the next move. Yeah. Grun, do you believe this is the next move for Natty?
I do, or at the very least, I am hoping this is the next move. I trust that Triple H is noticing that it's getting good reactions, that fans want this version of Natty.
Oh yeah.
And the bigger thing is that, like, if you kept Maxine Dupree this entire time, clearly you think you can do something with her. You think you can accomplish something with her. So it's like, why? And who would be better to test her with a story than Natalia?
Yeah, I agree with that too.
That's a good thought, Grun. That's a good thought. And as always, we'll just have to put a pin in it because we'll have to see what they bring tonight. You said she's going up against what's
Becky
the match
Lynch?
tonight? Yeah,
Becky
the Becky
Lynch
Lynch.
could be
Becky
match.
and Natty.
Women's
Becky and
Intercontinental
Natty.
title. Naomi is going to be addressing the WWE Universe.
Fucking Jimmy.
Are you saying this is Jimmy's fault?
If she's out because
Assuming
she's
the
got a
rumors are
baby,
true.
yes, I'm assuming that this is fault.
Here is what I'll
Fairness,
say.
it takes two to tango there, boys.
True, but
He
knew what he was doing. She just got the damn title.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I saw a clip. She looked like she was in what would be whatever gear she would wear in character. So either they're still keeping that under wraps until she makes the announcement, or whatever it wasn't that. It wasn't what we're thinking it is, and she's cleared to compete at Clash in Paris.
And you know what? That snowballs right into my topic because I wanted to talk Naomi and the future of the women's title. Because I think that's more of, to me, I'm looking up and down the card, and there's some other intriguing things, but this is the most speculatory. And boys, we love to speculate.
Yes, we do.
So what better way to talk about it than now? So let's just go right into it. Talking about Naomi and this women's title. I'm getting the read that we're thinking that the rumors are probably true. Is that the read that we're getting?
That's me.
I think it's a possibility.
So let's go down that road. Let's go down the road of, okay, Naomi's going to be out for a while. As a side note, if she really is going to announce that she's pregnant and she's gone for that amount of time, she can't be heel when she comes back.
No.
So that whole heel run's screwed too.
It
If you go out with the baby, like
Yeah.
the whole WWE universe can be like, yeah, baby, good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to hate you on the way out because you're having a kid. Like, this is not going to happen. There might be some people, but like,
Yeah.
they're more going to hate the circumstances than they hate you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's coming back. Even when she comes back, even if we forgot about the baby and she comes back as a heel, that's not going to be for like 7 months.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
Minimum. So in the interim of Naomi, we just moved away from Io Sky as the champ. I think a lot of people are experiencing just a slight amount of Rhea burnout.
Mhm.
And you don't want to exacerbate those people because those people are loud. Huh?
Yeah, what'd you mumble, Grun?
No, I was silent because I'm like, I don't think Stephanie's ready. I don't think it's the right time for Stephanie.
Okay. That's what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
I think
Who are we thinking they're going to go with to hold this title? Because I think they've got a few distinct options, but it's a tough one.
It is. Because what Grun was alluding to, I agree with him full-heartedly. I don't think Stephanie's ready for it yet. But
I don't think they've built her enough. I think she as a competitor and a worker is ready. She has that level of ability to do a title match and have a good match with anybody. That being said, the way that they've set her up, I think is still undercooked. If it was 3 or 4 months down the line, we might be singing a different tune.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephanie really hasn't been featured on Raw for a little while. Like she just like won the thing. She won the how'd she get the number? Oh, Evolution, the Battle
Yep.
Royal.
Yeah.
She won the Battle Royal, and like, what was she in? Tag matches after that? So we haven't seen her do singles matches.
Yeah.
Promo. So that's a decent question to bring up as far as Stephanie goes. I do think she's a good promo, but her English is still in works.
It's passable.
It's passable. If Io Sky can hold a thing, Stephanie can. But Io didn't hold it on her promo ability of talking. Keep in mind, she
No.
emoted. So as long as Stephanie can emote, she doesn't need to carry a whole promo segment of 15 minutes. She just doesn't have to do that. And I think it's bad if she does, only because you have to look at the pieces that you're given when it comes to people who don't have English as a first language, despite you being on American television. They have the ability to be there. They have every right to be there. They should be in main events. They should be up here because their ability is so good. But you don't want to book them in 15-minute promo segments because then people will get the urge to be like, oh, this person can't even cut a promo. No, they could. You just wouldn't understand it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's the thing. And I get it. We're on American television, and cutting a promo in in English feels like we have a new language. In English is important, but it doesn't need to be a 15-minute CM Punk promo. It just needs to be enough to go back and forth with someone else. And yeah, she's getting way better at English. It just still needs a little bit more work, I think, is the key. Because he's right. And I've seen her go leaps and bounds in the last year, because she came into NXT and she could barely get out the word "you," and now she's cutting entire sentences. So,
but I think you're saying to play to their strengths,
correct,
though, and not the weaknesses.
Correct.
And let them. I mean, because let's go back to our timeline. Tajiri.
Yeah.
I loved him in promos
Mhm.
because he was able to, like you said, emote. He was able to give us that emotion without saying too much.
Yep.
I mean, even when it was in ECW, you had Carino with him.
Yep.
That was his mouthpiece. But Tajiri always said something. Even when Asuka does her thing or Shinsuke does his thing. I love when they bring their natural culture, their native tongue to a promo, because like Shinsuke, it put him to another level. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So with Stephanie, I kind of who's the mouthpiece that they have with her? Who's that lady that's always with her now?
You're talking about Julia. You're
that is who I'm thinking of.
Kiana James.
My bad, guys.
James.
I
Yeah,
fucked up. I'm sorry.
But in fairness, that's smart for Julia too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
So you could have someone with Stephanie Vaquer, but I think what they're looking at here, I think they're looking at Julia and going, okay, she's taking a little bit longer learning English, so we're going to put her with a mouthpiece. We can't do the same thing with both women, because if we do the same thing with both women, we're running into gimmick infringement on each other. So I think they're going to roll with Stephanie Vaquer just having small, short promos. That gets her the practice, that gets her going, and then eventually 2 years from now, we're probably not even going to care.
Yeah.
Why don't they play in more like videography with Stephanie? Like have her do more like scenery shots, and then do voiceovers and stuff like that.
Like promo packages, like vignettes.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a good idea to do. I think we might be not past it at this point.
I don't think
you're never really past that kind of thing, by the way. But I think she right now needs to feel like a bigger deal than she does on the main roster. And right now, I think the best way to do that is for her to win some singles matches. And then we can get back to the vignettes, because now we haven't seen her on TV for a little bit, other than just like looking at Naomi menacingly.
Sure.
So because we haven't seen her ability in a while, people start rumbling. And that's a natural reaction from people of like, oh, like, does she deserve this? Whatever. Because we haven't seen her.
Yeah.
And then we see her in a match. We go, oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
No, that makes great sense.
But let's take Stephanie Vaquer out of it then,
Okay.
because I think that would be interesting. Is if we take out Stephanie Vaquer from winning this title next, like we're kind of half predicting here. If Naomi's gone and Stephanie Vaquer isn't ready, quote unquote, or needs a little bit more time, who would take it? Can I pitch a weird one?
Yeah.
Weird one. Do it.
Okay. She's been stacking up wins. She's been getting pins. She's been doing all the things. She's just been in a tag team. Raquel Rodriguez.
I'd love it. I would be fully behind it. I think more fans would be behind it than not.
So that it creates an interesting dynamic in Judgment Day as well.
Mhm.
And it adds to that. So Raquel Rodriguez, I don't think she's held a women's title yet. But
Never.
this is the prime work that I've ever seen her do. And ever since that Kevin Nash critique that she took to heart, she has been on a tear as a performer and as a worker. Holy crap. I think I know she's kind of embroiled in this Judgment Day stuff and in a tag team. So that might be harder to work out. But I think Raquel is at a point in her work and in her career that she's having good matches with anybody. That's the kind of people you want in a title picture, to me. Roxanne isn't even a bad person to put there, but I think she just needs more time in the main roster with singles wins as opposed to anything else. So Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne in her corner defending this title until Liv Morgan comes back could be very interesting. And you can hold off on Liv's return because I know her injury probably is coming up soon, but you don't need to bring her right back if there's not a spot. So you build up that thing and you go from there. And that's exactly where I was thinking is Liv comes back and she's essentially not like mad at Raquel, but like you can see the cracks forming.
Exactly. And then that gets us to the ultimate split and we see who lands where.
Then you can get I think you have a cool dynamic for the women in Judgment Day at that point of who does Roxanne go with or who does whatever go with.
Yeah.
Another interesting option because of that is Roxanne. And the reason that is because the person in the middle would be Raquel. And Raquel was essentially girls with both of them. So then you have Raquel pick who, and then you make one of them face and one of them heel. I think that would also work. And it does play into Finn's plan a little bit, which also furthers Finn's stuff. So I agree with fighting. So I think Raquel or Roxanne, either of the Judgment Day, even Liv would work to some extent. I think both of those are interesting options.
I think so too. But I would like to throw maybe a little subtitle in there, a little added piece. And I want to see them, if we're going with Raquel, I need to see her take out a dominant force in the women's division.
You have her beat Rhea.
Yeah, we could go. I'm on the Rhea fatigue. And to me now it's like I want to see Rhea get into like what Charlotte's kind of doing and go into a tag team to where it's noticeable that they need each other. The tag teams in the tag team, they need each other. I think
we're actually fishing our wish, by the way, because I remember the scene now that you bring that up. Rhea and Io were very close, and then Asuka and Kairi were on the other side of that. So I think we're fishing our wish and getting that Io and Rhea tag team, which keeps them away.
But you are right, though. For Raquel to take it off of somebody like Rhea, that would make a statement. Even if somebody like Asuka.
Yep.
If you would put that on Asuka, honestly, I thought of it more with Stephanie. Seeing Stephanie and Asuka go at it. Her beating Asuka, taking the title. I think a win over somebody like Asuka would not only show us like what Stephanie's capable of, but for the match that those two women could have together for a title, I think would be phenomenal. I think would be one of the best matches we see this year. But that's hopeful wishing.
Right.
I don't know if it truly is. What is Lou saying here? Rhea Bliss and Charlotte at some point. Yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be real fun. I'm just not seeing a lot of other options up and down the card unless you want to use this Bailey heel turn that we might be getting to it, or move Lyra up.
So in my brain, I'm thinking, all right, you gotta if Naomi has to drop the title, then you need to pick someone, maybe not someone that's going to make sense storyline wise to face Stephanie, but somebody that can get a good match with her, but they can drive a story as well. So 2 women come to mind: Asuka and Liv Morgan.
Sure.
If Liv Morgan returns at Clash in Paris, there's going to be a huge eruption. Fans will be completely behind her winning, and then she can also reassert her dominance in Judgment Day and start challenging Finn Balor for that control.
So I agree that that's a decent option with only one caveat, I think.
Okay.
Is I don't know if they want Liv to be face right away. And you're also, if you're assuming that the match is Liv versus Stephanie Vaquer, right?
Yeah.
That's in your head?
Yep.
That's going to shit on Stephanie Vaquer being a face.
It would. At the same time, like, the idea wouldn't be that Liv's face immediately. Is that it would just, she would get a babyface reaction and at Clash in Paris, but Raw completely back to heel. And it's like, because like, yeah, Paris is a strange city when it comes to pro wrestling.
Yes.
So like, I don't think we're gonna have much control over, unless Liv went super uber heel during the match. They're gonna be cheering for her.
Yeah, she's gonna have to go like disrespectful heel.
Yeah.
And I don't see that going.
She could, but
but
it would take away from the match.
Dude, for her to get a negative response, she would literally have to do something with.
She would have to do something really heinous.
Yeah. And I
don't see her being able to hit that high of a heinous meter.
No.
Not on the return like that against Stephanie Vaquer, who people are also behind.
They are, and like, it might hurt Stephanie for a couple weeks, but I think she'll be able to bounce back.
So thinking with my head before we put a pin in this, because I know we're running out of time. Thinking with my head of where they might go to, my 2 guesses are it's either going to be someone new who holds that title, or it's going to be Rhea Ripley. And it doesn't mean that Rhea's going to have a long title reign.
Yeah.
But it could mean that they give it to Rhea for like 2 months just so that they can have her get beat. Because nothing asserts you as a higher position on the card like beating the most over female on the roster.
Right.
Because
very true.
Even if people are having Rhea fatigue, she is still getting some of the biggest pops in that library.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she is still one of their best workers, if not their best worker. So if we're looking at it that way, Rhea is the safest option because she's going to get a good match and make anybody look good throughout it that she needs to. It's not unheard of. So I have to say that part too.
I know that's a very fair point. Grun, any last words on this? We are running up against some time, but if you have a last thought, I would love to hear it, Grun.
I could see Asuka being selected just because I can see them. They definitely want to tell a story of Asuka and Io Sky, one heel, one babyface, likely Asuka heel, and build up to that. Maybe they face off at WrestleMania. Maybe, like, that doesn't seem like out of reach. Io wins Rumble, and then that cements their match at Mania. First two Japanese women to main event a pay-per-view, I think.
We'll have to fact check that.
Yeah.
Grun's just out here throwing shit.
I
Just saying, hey, this might be it, this might not be, but you guys figure it out. We'll fact check it. Don't worry, Grun.
all right.
We'll let them know next week. Don't worry. So fans, that's the show. But before you go, you need to find out where you can see us and what we do. So Kevin Kalloway, let them know where they can find your chaos.
All right. You can find me on Facebook at Kevin Kalloway. You can find me on Instagram at Kalloway Kevin. I've been trying to keep up with making sure clips from the streams go up there. And there's nice little moments that you can see. Trying to get one daily, but sometimes we run up north. Speaking of streams, I am back. Last week was a bit hectic between some medical stuff, and my dog actually had some issues, so I didn't have the streams that I wanted to last week. But I am back this week. Times are changing because I'm back at my the other job that I do throughout the year. So because of that, I'll be on around 4 o'clock tomorrow. Playing some more Lies of P, looking for more Pinocchio bots. And maybe something else later in the week. I haven't decided on what day. Probably Thursday.
Beautiful. So fans, go
Twitch.tv/Kevin Kalloway Pro.
Go there, click the likes, click the subscribes, get the notifications, and you'll know when Kevin goes live. And let me tell you, he's got a fun stream. Go check that out. Grunmeister, let them know where they can find your Blue Eyes of Villainous.
You can find me on twitch.tv/Grunmeister, YouTube Grunmeister, Kick Grunmeister, multi-stream every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Grun's Room SmackDown Review Show. And also keep in mind, I sneaky stream, and right now I am in the midst of finishing my first Dynasty League with 0 wins. See if I can keep it up.
Beautiful, Grun. You're doing great work out there.
Oh, yes.
So
Swish Daddy.
Yeah. I got Notre Dame next.
Oh, well, that's an easy beat. Don't worry. You'll get that.
No problems there.
Okay.
What could go
Bunch of
wrong?
nerds.
Everything.
All right, fans. So you've heard it. You see where my friends are. Go check them out. Go see what they're about because they put on fun content. But if you liked what you've seen here every Monday at 7 p.m., you can join us, have some fun, and, tell us your opinions on things. Fighting's One has been, he's just been the MVP of our chat, keeping it going. We appreciate it. Ken, we see you. Thank you for being in the stream. Lou, we love you. So fans, go and check our other friends out. They do a Wednesday show. It's Annie and House and the Raw Deal with House and O'Neill on a Wednesday, usually around 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Go check them out. They will have you covered for Monday Night Raw. Everything that is happening. The next few weeks are going to be on different hours, so they are going to have all your Raw coverage. Thursday, it's ECW Day, and you know what that means. That means we bring the extreme chaos. We just had Joel Gertner on, and it was an extreme moment, something that really meant something to me, man. Joel Gertner is a true gem out there. Go out there and support all the things he does. Weekly, he does auctions. He donates all the money to the New Jersey Children's Hospital. Go check out everything he does because Joel Gertner is a treasure in this. And if you want to hear what his hopes for the future happen, it involves Paul Heyman. So go check out that interview and you can hear what he said. Outside of that, there is the Sunday house party. It's a fun show. We have a blast there. It's anybody in the household who's around and ready to talk wrestling. We get you ready for that week. Fans, speaking of wrestling, Monday Night Raw is getting ready to kick off on Netflix. We love you. We adore you. We thank you for being a part of our show, and we will catch you on the next one.